Hey everybody, Casey here with Life Abstract Gaming, and this week we're still talking about Destiny. That's because this past week, Bungie revealed the first look of actual gameplay from Destiny 2.
Someone or something has sabotaged the Skyline defense systems.
Every sensor beyond the wall has gone dark.
Battle stations! Everyone with me, now!
Your journey ends here.
But if we attack together, we can take back our home, or we die trying.
This past Thursday, May 18th, Bungie held an hour-long live-streamed event that gave first details on what we can expect with Destiny 2. Let's go through all of their big points and see what they could possibly be leaving for later reveals or just taking out of the game going forward. The original story in Destiny has probably been the single biggest complaint from critics and the fanbase, so Bungie made it a point to focus on. Like I mentioned last week, they made big improvements to how they handle story with the Taken King DLC, but in Destiny 2, they plan to build upon that. Not only are there many more cinematics to flesh out the cast of characters you deal with, but the missions themselves even include some of them. Similarly to Call of Duty or Gears of War campaigns, you'll see things happening around you involving the characters who were stuck behind tables in Destiny 1. More set pieces won't automatically make the storytelling better, but it does show a level of focus on the narrative that wasn't in the first game, and I welcome all attempts to make that a more immersive and interesting experience. We'll just have to see how much of it's improved, if at all, when the game's released. In the short demo of that first story mission, there are a couple of things I wanted to point out. First off, each class seems to have a new super attached to their base subclass. What used to be Defender, Blade Dancer, and Sunsinger is now Sentinel, Arcstrider, and Dawnblade. I'm doubtful that these new supers will completely replace the old ones, since you can see Zavala use the Defender super in the mission, as well as Ikora using Nova Bomb and Cade 6 using Golden Gun. My guess is each subclass will have at least 2 different supers that you can choose from. I'm doubtful that there will be a brand new 4th subclass announced for launch, but I don't rule it out for future expansions. There looks to be a 3rd ability on the HUD with your melee and grenade, which looked to be some sort of defensive aura for the Warlock class. There was also some gameplay shown of a Titan throwing out a waist-high shield, so I'm guessing that falls into the same ability category. Bungie stated that they'd be changing all multiplayer match types to 4v4, which I have mixed feelings about. While a 4-on-4 Crucible match sounds streamlined and more competitive, I still want the option for bringing in a full 6 players for multiplayer. These days I tend to play in a bigger group of friends, so possibly eliminating one of the only activities in game that lets 6 people play on the same team is unfortunate. Now they don't say that there are no 6-player match types in the Crucible at all, so there's still some hope that there's at least a mode that exists for that. However, if it doesn't, that leaves a game that's so big on cooperating with friends, with only one place to have 6 friends play together: the raids. There wasn't a lot of information provided about raids in Destiny 2, just that there's going to be a new one. I mean, duh. But they did talk a lot about new features surrounding the raids that will hopefully help with the issue of finding folks to complete it with on a regular basis. They're adding clan support. Destiny 1 did have a clan system, it was just a feature you needed to log into Bungie.net to activate and use the Destiny Companion app to communicate and organize with clanmates. Honestly, it made the whole process much more complicated than it needed to be, and ultimately it ended up underutilized. Destiny 2 seeks to fix that with clan support integrated into the game. You'll have the option to organize with other members, and what's cool is what they're calling guided games, which is Bungie's solution to raid matchmaking and looking for groups. With guided games, if you're a solo player, you can search through a list of clans that need additional players for raids or other content, and the system works the same way in reverse. The hope is that solo players will have experiences with clans that end in them being adopted into a clan roster, which I think is a pretty cool way to get players who like one another to link up instead of the random grab bag of matchmaking, which can negatively impact the gameplay experience when jerks get on the mic. The reveal I was most interested in was the improved content for the different worlds available. Bungie announced 4 new open spaces: the European Dead Zone, Nessus, Titan, and Io. Instead of the big landscapes of Destiny 1 filled with only enemies and scattered materials or chests to pick up, Destiny 2 is adding hub zones and NPCs who will interact with you and give you quests. These quests that Bungie are calling adventures will lead you to secrets, bosses, and rewards. Each world also seems like it'll house a specific story for each of the Vanguard characters, as they've each left Earth for one of the other 3 locations. I'm hoping that this content will allow for a full 6 players to do together, but no specifics were given about that, so we'll just have to wait and see. The last notable information given was about the PC version, where it was revealed that Blizzard will essentially take control of the multiplayer servers with their Battle.net service, which is arguably the biggest and most trusted online multiplayer server system. It runs StarCraft, Heroes of the Swarm, as well as Overwatch. While the lucky fans in attendance of the event got to actually play some of the Destiny content shown that day, the rest of us will still be able to try it out during a beta scheduled for later in the summer. My guess is around E3. After that, we can pick up the full game when it releases on September 8th. So what are your thoughts on the Destiny 2 gameplay reveal? Do any of the changes get you excited, or does it look like too much of the same thing? Are you planning to get it or not come September? Let us know. We're listening. Bonus message, just a reminder, Super Bar Bros 2, our video game themed party, is just around the corner. That's May 27th. You can find additional information on our Facebook page, so just check there. I also want to bring to your attention the local Legends Festival. It's a music festival Lag is going to be participating in. We'll have a tent, we'll have video games set up for people to come and play and hang out with us. So we'd love to see everybody there. Thanks.